Hey everyone, it's GameCube here, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be reviewing a popular horror game called Granny. Granny is a popular horror game developed by developer for mobile devices and PC. The game takes place in an eerie house where the player is trapped and must escape before being caught by Granny, a psychotic and bloodthirsty old woman who patrols the house with a baseball bat. The player must explore the house, solve puzzles, and collect items to unlock new areas and escape routes. However, Granny can hear any sound the player makes and will come after them if she detects their presence. The player must use stealth, strategy, and quick thinking to evade Granny and find a way out of the house before it's too late. As the player progresses through the game, they will encounter new challenges and obstacles, such as locked doors, traps, and Granny's pet spider. They will also discover clues about Granny's past and her twisted motivations for keeping the player captive. Granny is known for its intense gameplay, jump scares, and eerie atmosphere. It has become a popular game among horror fans and has spawned numerous sequels and spin-offs. So let's see some main features of this horror game.
Granny's gameplay is relatively simple, but it's also quite challenging. As mentioned before, you have to escape from Granny's house within 5 days. Each day, Granny becomes more active and moves around the house faster, making it more difficult to avoid her. You also have to be careful of the various traps that Granny has set up throughout the house. One of the most challenging aspects of the game is the fact that you have limited resources. You start off with only a few items, such as a hammer and a padlock key, which you can use to help you escape. As you progress through the game, you can find other items such as weapons, hidden keys, and more. Moving to the graphics and sound design in Granny are quite impressive, especially for a mobile game. The house is well designed, and the attention to detail is apparent throughout. The game's sound effects and music also add to the overall creepiness of the game, making it an even more immersive experience. Overall, developers did very well job regarding graphics and sound design. Granny's gameplay mechanics are simple, yet effective. The game uses a first-person perspective, which adds to the overall sense of immersion. You can move around the house using a joystick on the screen, and you can interact with objects by tapping on them. The game also has a crouch button, which allows you to hide in various places throughout the house. This can be especially useful when trying to avoid Granny or when you need to sneak around to find a key or item. One of the most interesting aspects of the game is the way it uses sound. Granny has a heightened sense of hearing, which means that if you make too much noise, she will come running towards you. This adds an extra layer of strategy to the game, as you need to be careful not to make too much noise while moving around the house. So always careful while moving. Moving to the difficulty levels of these games, Granny is a challenging game, especially for those who are new to horror games. The game's difficulty increases as you progress through the levels, with Granny becoming more aggressive and the traps becoming more difficult to avoid. This can be frustrating at times, but it also makes the game more rewarding when you finally manage to escape. Overall difficulty levels are also one of the main features of this game, which makes game more interesting and attractive. Granny has excellent replay value, especially if you're a completionist. There are multiple ways to escape from the house, which means you can play the game multiple times and still have a different experience each time. There are also various difficulty levels, which provide an added challenge for those who have completed the game on the easier levels. Overall replayability takes this game into another level, and makes the game more interesting. Granny has a large and active community of players who share tips, strategies, and fan art on social media and online forums. This community is welcoming and supportive, and it can be a great resource for players who are struggling with the game. Overall, Granny is a well-designed mobile horror game that offers a challenging and immersive experience. The game's simple mechanics, creepy graphics, and immersive sound design make it a must-play for fans of horror games. With its updates, sequels, and active community, Granny is a game that you can keep coming back to and enjoying. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.